Hi Kiwi, alright, we are back at Pokemon Shining Pearl, and today we're going to be continuing where we left off, rambling about my joys of Gen 3, or my memories of Gen 3 at least, and continuing to progress through this route until we find either new Pokemon or a new town to conquer. Although I believe we're at 4 gym badges now, which means I believe we're on our way back to Heart Home City to fight Fantasia, I think her name is, the lady with the ridiculous hair and the really pretty sparkly purple dress, who's real big into Pokemon contests. Anyway, with all that said, let's pick up where we left off and start rambling more about Gen 3. So what else can I say about Gen 3? So I was talking about some of my favorite Pokemon. We rambled about the starters, we rambled about Flygon, and we rambled about Claydol. Let's talk about just the ability Levitate, because thinking about both Claydol and Flygon, Gen 3 introduced one of the most busted possible abilities, namely Levitate. Levitate, if you don't know, is an ability that many Pokemon that look like they are flying have. It allows them to be completely immune to ground type moves, which is absolutely totally busted. Why is it busted? Because ground types were one of the most powerful, most common attacking move types in the competitive scene for pretty much every generation up until that point. Are you doing your part to protect the environment? I am.
Our job is to protect the natural environment of this region.
And I mean, Earthquake alone was a force of nature, pardon the pun, but it was so, oh hey Jeffrey. Anyway, it was so damn strong. It was such an incredible move. 100 base power, 100% accuracy, hits every Pokemon on the field if you're fighting doubles, which Gen 3 started to introduce. So the VGC format, if it didn't start in Gen 3, definitely started in Gen 4. And Earthquake has always been a relevant threat. Every generation has existed, even in single battles. It was hands down the best ground move you had option to use, because your alternatives were what? Dig and Magnitude. Magnitude being a horrendously unreliable, yeah, it potentially could have a higher base power than Earthquake, but on average is maybe like 60% of it. So we've got a grass type and a water type. Neither of these guys are terribly afraid of that, so we'll have Pine Tree, Aerial, or Wing Attack, the Apom. We'll have Captain Squawk go ahead and spark the Prinplup, and that should be fine. Anywho, so Levitate was amazing, and most importantly, they put it on my favorite Pokemon, Gengar. So Gengar, already a monster in competitive with a ridiculously good speed stat, a ridiculously good special attack stat, and decent type profile that even though it was a frailer Pokemon, there weren't a lot of things that could hit it for super effective damage that weren't Psychic or Dark type, which were present, especially Psychic types in Gen 1 especially, but combo that with Gengar's amazing move pool. At that time, it could learn all the elemental punch moves, and back when this physical special split hadn't happened, that meant it could get a fire, electric, and ice type move very reliably and use those to full effect. Granted, it probably favored using Thunderbolt over Thunder Punch because it had a higher base power. But the point being, Gengar was an already amazing Pokemon, just made even more amazing by a gift from the heavens of Game Freaks. Lofty clouds and poor foresight. It's been so powerful that they actually removed it. Gengar no longer gets Levitate, and I think that is the case in this generation, or in this game now, if it is after that generation where the effect had taken place. I forget if they made that so in Sword and Shield, but it is definitely the case in Scarlet and Violet now. Gengar no longer has Levitate, and I don't actually know what it does have because no one's using it anymore. Losing Levitate was a huge blow to it. Granted, Mega Gengar is still terrifying because it has Shadow Tag, and that thing is banned to... It's so broken that it's not even allowed in like the highest tier Ubers where legendaries are usable. Good, you seem to be a kind-hearted trainer.
We have to get tougher than this.
Anyway, Levitate. So abilities as a whole were introduced in Generation 3, which was a huge game changer, because now you don't have to worry about just the move pool, the type set, and the base stats of a Pokemon, and its held item, of course. You also have abilities that on their own can make or break a Pokemon. I mean, see, for example, Pelipper. Pelipper in current day and age, and pretty much every age prior to that, while I love it from Gen 3, and I love Wingull, and I love, forget the Pokemon's name, but there was that captain in Gen 3 who was chasing his Wingull around in his little hut before you get access to his boat to take you to I think the 3rd gym, or at least one of the gyms in this little like bottom left corner of the map locations.
The owner of Amity Square also owns the Pokemon Mansion.
And basically what I'm trying to get at is, oh my goodness, abilities were such a game changer. Pelipper, what I was trying to say, is it gets Drizzle nowadays, and Drizzle is a ability that makes the rain, it forces rain on the field. That makes Pelipper so relevant to competitive despite all of its other terrible functions.
I've never battled a young trainer like you before. I'm quite nervous.
And it's wild. It's same thing with Torkoal. Torkoal was never really used competitively. Now it is used all the time because it has the sunny day equivalent of Pelipper's passive Drizzle, namely Drought, that sets the sun. And so these Pokemon are now core members of a lot of competitive teams, especially in doubles, because they set something up that's so important to strategy that it doesn't matter if their stats or their offense or their move pools are maybe lacking a little bit in something. It's just that strong. So major change overall to the Pokemon formula by that one thing alone. Then let's talk about some other Pokemon then. So I had mentioned Sharpedo very briefly. I like the design of Sharpedo, but I've never been super big into it. For some reason it said it was on my team, but it was only there for a very brief time. I think what I really remember is I just got so many Sharpedo and Carvanha cards and constantly ran into them either in the wild, surfing, or from Aqua, so they're just kind of ingrained in my memory of Gen 3.
Oh dear. That wasn't anything like battling with my friends.
So it's basically like, yeah, I never had them on my team, but if I didn't have a battle with them every other encounter, it's like a Zubat in a cave. You expect it, you know it's gonna happen. That was Carvanha and Sharpedo. They were everywhere in the water, and the only thing that could have outcompeted them, and I don't think it did, was Tentacool and Tentacruel, because of course they're in every water system as well. If it pleases you, would you care for a Pokemon battle with me? But what can I say? They were just part of the Gen 3 formula. There was no escaping them. And for what it's worth, I like the design of Carvanha. I like the design of Sharpedo. I think they're pretty solid designs. I actually think the design of Sharpedo in particular is really clever. He's a shark torpedo. He propels water out of his, for lack of a better word, let's say hindquarters, to go really fast and just catch people with his mouth. I think that's a really cool idea. And when we eventually play the newer Pokemon Snap, I'll likely appreciate how that's designed from an aesthetic point of view as well. You know, thinking about it, I should probably figure out who's going to be going into Fantasia as our lead. I don't think I risk Haunter necessarily. Haunter, Star Gecko more specifically, is probably going to suffer some damage. Manny the Dude Buster is always going to be a good option. He's super tanky. Probably Captain Squawk, because he has our Dark-type move Bite. Your handling of Pokemon is impeccable. I like your mustache. All right, let's see. Let's go to the Pokemon Manor and see what we can find here. Rotom was Gen 4, so we're not gonna find a Rotom here, but we might find a Ghost type, and I'm always happy to find Ghost type Pokemon. Just between you and me, all this patrolling can get pretty demanding. All right, well, I'm glad you're patrolling so well. You're letting randos into a presumably very valuable mansion. Why don't we go ahead and lead with... Let's go ahead and lead with Celestabetha. She should be evolving soon. I think she's either low 40s or high 30s for her evolution. Are you guys a fight? Yes.
I'd like to begin now. Are you quite prepared?
Well, I wasn't ready for I don't know why I didn't mentally prepare for a double battle, because it looked like those guys were going to be a double, but thankfully I have unintentionally locked myself out of that double now. Lady Melissa sent out Baneri. That's not scary at all. We'll stomp that quite nicely with our horse hooves. So let's see, Walrein. Let's talk about Walrein. Oh my goodness, the Walrein line. I love all of it. Spheal is unabashedly one of those, like, you would overthrow a small country or commit unspeakable atrocities like murder or having dinner 10 minutes later than normal. Maybe that's overplaying it a little bit, but it's one of those things. It's the thing that is just so cute. You will do everything to protect Spheal. And I actually have a fun little memory of Spheal specifically with Kiwi.
Oh, how very impressive of you.
Namely, so we have a lot of screens in our house, in our living space. Oh no, you look like you get the Lorenz mug voice. Hold on.
I'll have you know that my Pokemon sleeps on a fancy imported bed.
Anyway, so let's see. We have my computer screen and my second monitor. We have Kiwi's computer screen and second monitor. We have our actual just like casual watching TV. I had my cell phone. I had my second cell phone that was broken but could still access internet if plugged with on home Wi-Fi. And I think I had one last screen. Oh, I had a backup laptop that I opened up. So I had what, 2, 4, 6, like 7 or 8 screens all turned on, playing the Spheal rotating in the music, rotating in the water music video. If you're not familiar with that, it's kind of the nature of, it's just a Spheal spinning in place, like just floating in water, spinning in place with a music of kind of like da 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 da. It's just this happy, upbeat kind of like cutesy music, and I just had that playing on every screen with the music playing, quiet enough that Kiwi could kind of hear something weird was going on downstairs, but not enough that she understood what it was. And then I'm in my own like little office chair, spinning in place with one of the screens being held in my hands, playing the same video. And all of the videos are slightly staggered, so it's got this really dissonant echoing effect going on. And I'm just spinning in my chair, looking completely limp, like all body limbs completely limp, head turned to the side, with the music just playing while I'm spinning in my chair. And Kiwi walks down the stairs and sees this happening, and it's just like, Jeff, what the f? It was great.
There's an unseemly sense of desperation about you.
Thank you, fancy boy. But yeah, that was a fun Pokemon adjacent memory. Oh, I found that was accidental. I don't know why I found a super potion in the bush, but I just was mashing A and walking, which I have a habit of doing in Pokemon games because you never know. You may walk into a spot where there is an item. But yeah, that was a fun memory. While we're talking about really weird memories I have with Kiwi, I mean, there was a time I put a pair of pants in the microwave and just left them there until she found them. I remember that. She remembers that. Why did I do that? Because I'm a freaking troll.
This is the new way out to the trophy garden. The garden is open for all visitors to enjoy. However, please be aware, wild Pokemon may appear in the garden.
All right, so I guess this is one of those like historical mansion type locations where you can visit it, and thankfully we don't have to pay a fee to visit it because usually they do charge an arm and a leg for these sorts of endeavors.
I'm so sorry, but everything beyond this point is secret and off limits.
Secret mansion things, ooh. I found a great ball. I guess I could rest in this bed and use it as a Poke Center, but aside from regenerating PP on Star Gecko, I don't think I really need to. We'll keep Celestabetha up front for now. We're so overleveled, I don't think it matters whether she's at risk or not. Kiwi said she'd be very upset with me if I lost another Geodude evolution or Ponyta though, because she loves both of them.
You know how you can catch Pokemon in the trophy garden? If you put this on a caught Pokemon, it warms up to you faster. I'll share one with you, so give it a try.
Okay, a Soothe Bell, so that increases friendship value with a Pokemon faster. Cool. Nice, this is a very fancy mansion. Beds and TVs in every single room? Excellent.
I'm not loafing off, I'm just taking a personal break.
Oh, maybe it's for all the maids. Maybe these are the maid chambers. That would make sense. What are these pictures or intercoms? They kind of look like intercoms almost. We'll save the trophy garden for last. I don't know if it counts as a new area or not, but I believe this is a new region, so.
Mr. Backlot is the master of this house. This is his office. I'm so sorry, everything beyond this point is strictly off limits.
All right, let's go meet Mr. Backlot and see what he has to say to us. Oh, weird. Oh, look at that. I think those are evolutionary stones if I had to guess. Maybe not. Maybe they're just random generic stones. Swagger. Okay, so Swagger's an interesting one. Basically doubles your, whichever Pokemon you target with this move has their attack boosted by 2 stages and then is confused. You may look, but please refrain from touching any of this, You may look, but please refrain from touching this Pokemon statue. I immediately went to touch the statue without thinking. This is why I'm not allowed in museums, Kiwi. I'm very sorry, but please refrain from touching the statue. What did I just say, you dumb child? Hello, welcome to my opulent mansion. Ahem. There's a lot for me to be proud of in this inside and outside of this home. But what makes me most proud is my trophy garden in the back. Why bother traveling afar when Pokemon are attracted by my garden? They come to me. You're welcome to join them and marvel at my garden.
Oh, I'll marvel at your garden. I'll slaughter them all.
Okay, I'm a little unhinged this episode. Let's dial it back, Jeff. No need to make murder jokes and slaughter jokes. And Master is truly wonderful and generous, and a person. It's on his orders that the garden, his pride and his joy, is open to all, even the trainers. Even you sick frack. All right, let's go to the trophy garden. I don't know what's going on with me today. I maybe slept a little too well. If this is the mental that I'm in right now. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, I'm sorry. I'll dial it back. This is unnecessarily edgy for no reason. I haven't even played Shadow the Hedgehog's remake yet. Now, did this area actually count as the trophy, as like a separate area from the route we were on? Let's see. Roselia, we have technically caught the evolutionary line because we have the dew. So I think I'm just gonna let Celestabetha knock this out and we'll see if there are any other fun Pokemon in this area. Something tells me we're gonna be on another 5% chance hunt and I'm not looking forward to that. But I'll look it up after maybe like 2 encounters. We'll see what we get and I'll just keep rambling in the meantime. So with that said, where was I before I went on this really weird tangent? Well, we were talking, oh, right, Spheal. So yeah, I put my pants in the microwave one time and I just left them there. I thought it would be funny because Kiwi microwaves a lot of food. She used to eat a lot of microwavable meals. Pichu! Oh, I remember you. You're fun. You're the funny haha member of Smash Brothers who damages itself but has really good glass cannon potential until they nerfed you to the ground because your hitbox was too small and in Melee you were just completely irrelevant. Well, I think you're going to be another Pokemon where we have no choice but to Quick Ball you because there's no chance I'm catching you otherwise, but as a baby Pokemon, your catch rate is probably pretty high, especially with a Quick Ball. Let us see, do we get the Pichu? We do. Now the question is, what are we going to name you? Baby form of the most overrated Pokemon in existence.
Pichu, it plays with others by touching tails and setting off sparks. This appears to be a test of courage.
Admittedly, I don't like Pichu very much. I like it in Smash, and same deal with Pikachu. I don't really like Pikachu anywhere outside of Smash. And I guess in the anime as well, but in the games itself, I feel like it's a little bit overrated, but I do appreciate it for what it is, a mascot of the Pokemon Company. Now, what do we name Pichu? I'm gonna name you Space Rocket. And the reason for that is because I have the Choo Choo Space Rocket in our Factorio playthrough, I guess. Assuming that we can in fact use this Pichu, we'll probably save it for death fodder. I don't anticipate I'll be using it much for much else. But hey, a Pichu is a new member and a new species, which adds to our Pokedex count and gradually whittles our way up to being able to use a second Max Revive should we choose to. I'll probably save them for the Elite Four at this point. But anyway, I guess that is it for the Pokemon Mansion, so let's continue traversing this new route. I think we need Surf to be able to access that Pokeball. I actually forget, did we get Surf? We did not yet get Surf, so I have no way of getting that item. Lots of people patrolling the area. Let's see, and we'll continue to lead with Celestabetha. I think that's fine. Hi, hanging in there, trainer? Oh, right, I remember how these guys work. So in the day, the patrol officers here are completely, what's the word, non-aggro, let's say, but if you approach them at nighttime, they will battle you. So unfortunately, we're skipping a whole bunch of battles here. Patrols day and night, I'm feeling drowsy. That was a real yawn, believe it or not. I felt it coming, it timed itself well. Why, hello there. It's always nice when a trainer stops and says hi to us police officers. If this were nighttime, you wouldn't nearly appreciate me, you wouldn't appreciate me. If this were nighttime, you would not appreciate me nearly as much. Were there any grassy areas in this route? Hold on, let me check something. Because presuming this is not as a separate, oh, Joy-Cons, don't do it. No, I think we, hold on. I really hate that the Joy-Cons just randomly turn on and try to commandeer my controller like that. It's not cool. Or, oh, maybe it's my C-stick. I'm not sure. Is there a zoom in function here somewhere? Is there not? Do they not have a way of zooming in? I guess not. Oh well. We're on Route 212, and this is all Route 212. Okay, so we already have found our wild encounter for this region, or for this route then. All right, good to know.
Among the trees that you can smear with honey, these are lucky trees and nuts. There are lucky trees and not so lucky trees. If you want to lure rare Pokemon, you have to find lucky trees.
I think that's just RNG, my friend. I may be mistaken, but anywho, we are returning to Hearthome City at long last.
There's a Pokemon nursery in Silesian Town. If you leave a male and a female Pokemon of the same species, an egg may be found.
I didn't mean to talk to her a second time. I've traveled a long way to take part of these super contest shows. Good for you, my bro. I will probably not partake. Anywho, so we have made it back to Hearthome City, which means we should be ready for our 5th gym battle. Now, we probably don't do it this episode. I don't think there's a way to clear out the gym in time and have access to that fight. But why don't we head straight to the gym? Or maybe I should heal up. I should probably heal up. Yeah, my Pokemon aren't hurting per se, but they're lacking. Like, Star Gecko has no PP left. I think, honestly, we can probably conserve our heals, frankly. So let's see. Captain Squawk. No one's even close to being 5 levels apart from Captain Squawk, so I'm just going to put him in the lead. We're having pretty severe diminished experience rates from being so over-leveled. I think this is fine. The question really is, where is the gym itself? And let me just confirm, we haven't used you in a while and you have a full PP stock on. Perfect. All right, so Bite is full PP. It stands for power points, but you know, the immature child in everyone who played these games as a kid, we all know what we were thinking when we called it PP. It's lame, I know. So, where's the gym leader, you ask? I can't precisely say, but I have a hunch that she'll return one day, but only after you visit other places, I think. Hey, I'm sorry I'm not more useful. My advice giving needs wear. Okay, so we can't actually fight the gym leader yet, so did we miss something? So, let's see. Try exploring Pastoria City. Wait, you're telling me that I have to go all the way back to where we came from? Well, the good news is I believe I have Fly still, so maybe I just didn't... I must have missed something there, but on the bright side, we've navigated Route 212, so I can just... I'll skip ahead and fly, or I'll fly back to Hearthome City rather than walking again. In some of my old Nuzlocke rules, I made it so you could not fly, but I'm not into that right now, especially we're over-leveled enough. We don't have to, like, skip... We don't need to exact every corner. So maybe we need to... Oh, okay. I see what it is. I needed to talk to this guy. Okay, so I unfortunately skipped through his dialogue because I thought he had said these already. We had already talked to him, but he said something to the lines of,
The package has finally arrived. Now I only have to deliver it to the Great Lake near Pastoria City. I should get going or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what I said. You were eavesdropping. I was just talking loudly to myself. If I wasn't in a hurry, I'd pulverize you with my Pokemon. But I have to go, so I have to get on my way to the lake ASAP. You're lucky I'm out. Oh, and listen up, you. Don't you dare follow me.
oh, okay, that wasn't great for my throat. That tickled a lot. All right, so I guess we're going to be following the plotline of the lake instead, which is fine. Means I'm going to be facing, let's see, dark, poison, normal type. So I guess we don't strictly need to lead with Captain Squawk just yet. So we'll keep Celestabetha out front for now, and we'll keep moving along. Oh, we're following him immediately.
Well, persistent pest. If our plan works, our boss's dreams come closer to fruition. Our boss's ideal world is going to be created. So I'm not going to waste my time on a nobody like you. I'm telling you now, don't you come chasing after me.
Man, I sure was hopeful I wouldn't run into you anymore. And then we immediately ran into him, and my throat will suffer for this. But thankfully, Betty is here to steal the show.
Whoops! I'm not always going to plow into you every time we meet. So how's it going, Jeff? Buffing up your Pokemon, eh? I'll test you and your Pokemon out to see how buff and tough you are.
All right, Master Betty. I like his theme. I like the little clapping that happens at the start of the song too. You know, we were supposed to be talking about Gen 3, but I guess I can do that. You are still running a Starly this late into the game, my dude. I have a pine tree that's gonna smack you into place. That is a weird statement out of context. Anywho, we'll just let Celestabeth rock. I mean, actually, look at this. Relative to the trainers we were just fighting that had Pokemon in the late teens, he's got level 26s. He's actually meant to be a challenge here if, again, the game wasn't so coded to get us so severely overleveled. My must battle every trainer rule kind of falls short when you're, when experience share is in play. I think maybe in the future what I do is I try to avoid trainer battles in future runs. I'm not going to change my playstyle here because, again, it lends itself well to the narrative, the stories that I'm telling, I suppose. We'll switch out to Captain Squawk because we can use Volt Switch if I don't like what he's set in for here. And he'll deal with Weasel in quick order. So, okay. So, where did my tangent start? Right, Spheal. So, aside from my weird stories about putting pants in the microwave and the whatever the thing it was that I did with that Spheal video, the middle evolution of Spheal and Walrein, whose name I'm Celio. There it is, Celio. I briefly forgot it because Celio definitely has middle evolution syndrome. It's cute. It's definitely cute, but it's also regrettably forgettable. Walrein, on the other hand, I love Walrein. I love how like regal it kind of looks with its big puffy hairline. And it just looks like a friend that you want to hug. And if I find a Spheal or a Walrein at any point, their name will forever be Bucket. I have always had a Walrein named Bucket. In reference to that, I think it was like what? Can I Has Cheeseburger, Lolcats posts, or whatever they were called. All right, Roselia I'm not too excited about, so we'll Volt Switch here. Now we can go back to Celestabeth, I guess, actually, since we have ourselves a Grass-type Pokemon. But oh my goodness, yeah, Bucket the Walrein. Always a staple of my team. Amazing bulk, middling offensive potential, but I think it was able to learn Sheer Cold, which was a one-hit KO move. The way one-hit KO moves work is the higher your level relative to your Pokemon, starting from base 30, from your opponent's Pokemon, starting from base 30, the higher the accuracy of the move. So the move starts at a 30% chance of hitting if both Pokemon are the same level, and then for every level above your opponent, you get a 1% increased chance of it working. It's a way to keep casual players from cheesing higher level content with one-hit KO moves, but still, even a base 30% chance is not a zero chance. Yeah, I remember, I think both Kyogre and Walrein could get Sheer Cold, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I can tell you raised your Pokemon to be tough.
Sending out your Monferno, so it's fire on fire battle. Ooh, that was a cool entrance. I like the red and blue fire aesthetic from your ball capsule there, kiddo. Realistically speaking, this is a really high level Pokemon. Like, this is almost double the level of what we were just seeing in other routes. That is how weirdly balanced this game is. Like, it's almost to the point where, like, yeah, it's almost a threat until we switch in Manny the Dude Buster and he can't do anything to us. Unfortunate for Betty. But anyway, I loved Walrein. Good water and ice type. In terms of overall competitive viability, not really that impressive, let's be honest. It doesn't have the most impressive move pool. It doesn't have the most impressive stats outside of its bulk, which even comparable to other bulkier Pokemon is kind of middling. But I don't care. He was one of my favorite, Walrein was one of my favorite Gen 3 Mons. I better be careful because if I don't kill this guy, he's going to be stacking up a whole bunch of attack stats, and I don't think anyone else is going to be able to tank him unless we outspeed him. Thankfully, one shot by Muddy Water. Manny the Dude Buster busts all dudes' dreams, let's be honest. Dude Buster is a hard carry on this team. Alright, who else do we have? We had Camerupt. I love the design of Camerupt. I'm a little mixed on the Mega Evolution. It's interesting. I think overall, a lot of the, like, aesthetic designs of Mega Evolutions just didn't vibe with me, honestly. What just happened? You're telling me I lost? Because, I mean, there are some that work. There are others that I just look at, I'm like, I don't like this. Like, Mega Salamence just gets a croissant for wings, and I can't unsee that.
Yeah, maybe you did get a bit tougher since last time. That even shocked me a bit, so yeah, I got beat because I was careless. So hey, what was that about that Team Galactic guy all freaking out about? I don't know what he's up to, but you should chase him down. If you're not a Pokemon and you run like that, you're a bad guy. Alright, Jeff, next time I'm not holding back. Are you just implying that anyone who runs from the kid who's constantly running and, like, gives no context and is prone to crashing into people, mind you,
anyone who runs from Betty is just immediately a bad guy. Yeah, seems legit. I believe it. So it sounds like we're heading to the lakefront. So what I'll probably do is I'll get to the entrance and then we'll call it a day on this episode. Not that there's much distance to travel, admittedly. With all that said, though, let's ramble a little bit longer. So camera up. Fire ground type. Reasonable typing. Not super competitive. Its move pool is okay. Its offensive stats equally okay. But you know what it does have? Aesthetic. I love its design. I think it's really cute. It has like I mean, obviously Nummel, Cammer, they're supposed to build on a camel aesthetic, but it always looks kind of cow-like to me. I like the big rounded face, and I think the volcano on its back design is actually really cool. So for me, it's a winner. It might also be like, what's the phrase? I forget where the lake is, Kiwi. Hold on 1 second. Is it like up here? There it is. Okay, it's over there. It has this, I don't know, it has a charming aesthetic. I like the volcano design on its back. Oh, here you are again.
We needed energy from the Valley Windworks to make this. It would take a scientific genius to make something like this. Therefore, our boss who made this is a scientific genius.
You really like to monologue into space, don't you?
Ah, you were eavesdropping. I was just thinking out loud. You're a persistent pest. I'm getting tired of you running away.
I'm not running away. You're running away. Oops.
I'm not going to waste my energy knocking you around.
Please have fewer dialogue lines. My throat can't handle you, man. Oh, don't do. That's a weird thing out of context. Let's not say that again. Anyway, focusing. I'm not focusing well, Kiwi. I'm tired. I'm still tired. I may have rested well, but I have not rested enough. Anyway, camera ups move pool. Oh man, another one of these. All right. Okay, apparently panting does not get picked up on the mic at all if it's breathy. So let's try this.
Ant.
Okay, that really got picked up. That clipped the mic.
Why am I running away like this? Anyway, there's a new universe the boss was talking about.
I'm gonna just switch to this voice because it's what I've landed on, and it's actually a little bit easier on the throat.
It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it, so we use this.
Dude, stop monologuing in open towns.
You were eavesdropping. I was only talking to myself. You're persistent too. I'm pooped out from all the running.
Oh my god, Kiwi. This episode needs to end now. I don't know what's going on in my head, but I'm a little unhinged today, it seems.
But I'm not going to battle you.
He's eventually going to battle us. He just knows he's gonna lose. Oh my goodness, you didn't even make it. You made it like a couple steps. You really must be pooped out or whatever.
Ah, no, you're still on my tail. The lake's within sight. You leave me no choice. My Pokemon will knock you out.
Oh, thank goodness. There's probably only one more line of dialogue, but we have to wait for a really long loading screen. Jeez. Man, the loading times in this game leave a little bit to be desired, don't they? Only one Pokemon. Okay. Flammeow versus Ponyta. I think we got this. Well, since we're stuck into a battle anyway, I guess it's going to be a little bit of a longer episode than the last one. Let's see. Huh. So... I remember learning about Overheat because, I'm mistaking that. I'm thinking of Flannery having a Torkoal that used Overheat. I'm thinking of Eruption. Eruption is such a powerful fire-type move, but only when a Pokemon with full HP uses it. Like Groudon will destroy worlds with Eruption.
If I didn't run, I could have battled harder.
But Camerupt couldn't really use Eruption effectively because it was too slow, so it would usually lose HP before it got hit, and losing HP means Eruption does less damage, so Overheat was definitely the better option on it, usually.
I can't battle anymore. I'm running on fumes. I'll have to give this to the commander. I wish I got to use it at the lake.
Oh, look at him just like limping off. Well, we're basically at the entrance to the lake now, Kiwi. So, all in all said, if I had to like rank all of those Pokemon that I mentioned that I like, Walrein takes the cake. Flygon's probably number 2. I mean, I have to have a bias towards Salamence since I use it on so many competitive teams, so that's 3. I think if I'm going based on aesthetics, though, Flygon, then Walrein, then Camerupt, then Salamence. No, wait, I forgot Sharpedo. I'd probably put Sharpedo after Salamence, yeah. And then finally Glalie. I don't like Glalie's aesthetic. We'll talk more about Glalie as a whole, but I do remember using Glalie very fondly. With all that said though, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I'm gonna go rest my voice, and in the next one, some more Pokemon fun. Until then, take care.